Good afternoon, everyone. So, uh, today we will talk about the determinant of the gait. So, basically, whenever we are going to examine the gait, whenever we are going to examine the walking pattern of the patient or that particular person, so what we have to assess and what we have to examine in that particular pattern of the walking. So uh, how will you examine and how will you assess the walking of the patient or that person? So what we have to take care about this particular what we have to take care about that examination. So this is about that. So in determinant of gait, a gait pattern is most efficient when it is it minimize vertical and lateral excursion in the body's center of the gravity. So means determination of the gait which is most efficient and also it is most useful direction of the determination which is vertical as well as at the lateral excursion of the body's center of gravity. Now identify those features of the movement pattern that minimize this center of gravity excursion. So how we will determine it? So there are some six point or six the important point the important optimization that we have to use to minimize the excursion of the center of gravity in vertical as well as into the horizontal plane. Next, reduce significantly energy consumption of the ambulation. Okay, so what we have to remember this 6 point, that what are the determination of the gait. If anyone will be asking you about this gait, so that how will you determine the gait. So you have to remember this 6 point, what we have to assess into the gait. First is pelvic rotation, means pelvic ki movement. So how we will how the patient or how the person will rotate the pelvic. Okay. Second is pelvic tilt. Okay, hip hiking if there is a hip hiking or not, or there is some pelvic is going to down or it is going up, so that we have to check. Pelvic rotation. Second is pelvic tilt. Third is knee flexion in stance phase, means knee movement into the stance phase as well as into the swing phase. Okay, obviously we have to check all the movements, like we have to check all the movements ki what are the movements occurring into the hip joint, knee joint, ankle joint as well as into the lumbar area. So all we have to check, but the knee flexion moment is important because whenever we are walking at that time, if the knee flexion is not occurring into the lower limb, so the patient or the person is not able to walk properly. Okay, so knee flexion moment in stance phase, which is the most important part of the determination. Next is ankle mechanism. So in ankle mechanism, what we have to check, like movement of the ankle, that how much dorsiflexion or how much plantar flexion is occurring. Second is foot mechanism. Foot mechanism is matlab ki foot is into the pronated supination or prone into the supination hai ya fir pronation hai, that we have to measure. Second is lateral displacement of the body. So lateral displacement of the body means ki the body matlab the upper body of the person is moving which side. Is this going into the same direction, or it is going into the different direction, or it is going into the opposite direction? That all we have to check into the determination of the gait. So first we will talk about the pelvic rotation. Pelvic rotation means pelvis will move forward with swingly. Okay, so which the limb which are into the swing phase. Okay, the limb which are into the swing phase. So this at that time that the pelvis of that side, the pelvis of the swing side limb, that will be moved onto the forward side. It will be moved to the forward. Next is trails behind with the following limb. Okay, flatten the arc of the center of mass motion by increasing the effective leg length at this time. So what we have to assess into the pelvic rotation? So as you can see, these both are the leg. Okay, as the leg will be moved forward, at that time the pelvis has to move to the forward. Okay, as the leg will be going into the posterior side, at that time a pelvis will be going into the posterior side. So that we have to remember. Next is pelvic tilt. Pelvic tilt, what we have to measure into the pelvic tilt? That pelvis will dips down on swing side during the swing phase. So whenever the lower limb will be going into the swing phase, at that time the pelvis will be going into the down. It will not hike, but it will going to the down. So the lower center of mass will be flattens arc. So this is the basic diagram in that, like it is like a screw home mechanism type. So you can easily understand, but okay. Next is knee flexion in the stance phase. Shorten the leg during the stance. Flexion at the beginning and end of the stance smoothes and abrupt the changes into the center of mass. So what is that? Knee flexion in stance phase means the shorten the leg during the stance phase. During the stance phase, the leg will be going into the flexion position. Okay, it will be slightly flexed, it will be flexed, and it will going to be extended. So the flexion at the beginning and end of the stance smooths the abrupt changes into the center of mass, and it will be flatten the arc. Okay, next, ankle and foot mechanism. So into the ankle and foot, what we have to understand, what are the movement occurring into the ankle joint as well as into the foot. So first is heel strike. During the heel strike, as the knee is extended, you can see here also. So into the heel strike, knee is into the extended position. Okay, and ankle is into the dorsiflexion position. It is clearly visible into this, and it is dorsiflexion to lengthen the leg. Okay, so it is about the heel strike. Second is loading response. Into the loading response, heel strike to foot flat. So in loading response, you can see the foot into the pronate means into the flat position, and knee is slightly flexion position. Okay, and ankle is into the plantar flexion position. Next, you can see mid stance to terminal stance, foot flat to heel off. At that time, knee is into the extended position, ankle is into the dorsiflexion position. Okay, and foot is little bit up in terminal stance. Next is pre-swing. In pre-swing, heel off to toe off. The ankle is into the plantar flexion position and the leg is into the lengthened position. So this is about the ankle and foot mechanism. It is little bit okay. So it is about the lateral displacement of the body. Lateral displacement of the body, you can see there are two shifts. Like first is large shift and second is small shift. Large shift means there is a more deviation into the upper body. Okay, so this is the leg, but the body is into the that arrow side. Okay, leg are situated into the center, but the body will moving towards the arrow side. In this same, the leg are situated into the center point, but the body will be moved this side. So you can see this arrow also, that how much variation will be occur during into the large shift. Second is small shift. Into the small shift, you can see minor variable. Okay, the arrow with the help of the arrow, you can see there is a minor variation into the small shift. So why is it more difficult to lean backward? Because the center of pressure, it must stay within the foot, otherwise the body will topple down over. So whenever we are walking and whenever we are standing, at that time the center of pressure which has been stay within the foot. Okay, in fact the normal position of the center of pressure during the standing is about 5 to 6 centimeter when we are standing into the normal position. At that time our center of pressure is about which is about 5 to 6 centimeter in front of our ankle, or about halfway along the foot from the heel to toes. So it will what it will do, because of this center of pressure point, we can balance our body's position, and because of that we cannot fallen down. So this is about the ankle. Okay, so this is about the determination of the gait. Now, okay, so here your gait topic is over, and in next video we will talk about some other topic. Okay, thank you.